Okay, so while I'm waiting on it to load, what was your thought process going into the game? Do you have like any plan?
Before this game, like,
Like just in this game, like starting the game out, where do you want to like path or any
um,
any plays in mind?
to be honest, I always just start at um bot side camps. So like, if I'm on blue side or red side, I just start on the bot side, and then I full clear, and then I gank top if it's a good gank. If not, I just take the scuttle, and then make my way to bot to see if I can get the scuttle, and then usually my camps are spawning again, so I either take those, or if I can like get a good gank on bot, I'll do that, and then see if I could get dragon off of that.
Okay. Very specific. I like that. It's easy to work with. Okay. So let's see. Start off with here. Oh, just to clarify at the beginning, feel free at any point to like ask me a question or stop me, even if I'm mid-sentence. I don't care.
Okay.
Because I'll be talking a lot.
Okay.
So the first thing, you want to defend your top side of the jungle. It doesn't matter which side you're starting. You still want to cover the top side. Because you have this situation where if they like run through here, you're going to have no idea. This is something
like
your bot
warding
laner
it?
should be. What was that?
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, because like your Jhin will stand here, Smolder, it doesn't matter which of the bot lane, it's just one of them covers each brush. You cover here, and then ideally your top laner would cover here. So that any way they come through, you know.
Okay.
And then once it gets closer to your buff spawning, then you'll walk to whichever one you want to do. And there's like 30 seconds left or something.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, how like I feel like in this rank I would be able to just walk to the enemy blue right here and just take it for free, because I feel like nobody would be there watching it or anything. But I've never done it. So.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that. I don't think you should worry about that right now. You don't want to like overcomplicate things.
Mhm.
But eventually, yeah, if you have like a strong early game team, you can do that. Like run through and either drop a ward or actually take the camp. Whether it be top or bot side, same idea. Let's see what you do. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to skip, I just want to see how fast your clear is. Okay. I don't know like peak Volibear speeds, but it's definitely good enough to work with.
Okay.
Cool. Go back to this. Kind of skip around. I would assume while you're clearing, you're generally just got the camera on yourself. Is that a correct assumption? Okay.
Yeah.
For now, that's a good thing. You don't want to be too worried about what's happening in the lanes. Okay, we're going for the gank. Alright, so this gank should work. Now, we'll see in a moment if it does. But where should you be walking? Like, where should you click?
Should I be riding the bottom wall instead? Like,
Yeah, so you
what
don't have to
you're
be
saying?
quite this far down, but basically I'm saying you click where the set's going. So you should be clicking like here. And now let's see where your character is ends up moving towards. Let's see, do you do it? Not quite. It's close, but you're not cutting him off properly.
Yeah.
Either way, looks like you get him. Nice. Okay, you go get Scuttle. How dare she? Okay, so once Scuttle has been taken, where do you think the Briar is going to go?
The other one?
Yeah, so she's going to cross through. She's going to go to the other one. You're not going to be able to get there in time. So what should you do?
Back?
Yep.
I didn't.
No, you're going to greed for the Scuttle, aren't you? How did she not have it dead? That doesn't make sense. Wait. That's actually really funny. Okay. So for some reason, instead of killing the scuttle, she ran onto you. How did she know you were there? Is this a bug? Doesn't make sense.
Like her ability auto locks, but like she shouldn't see me, so it shouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because the spectator's acting like she sees you. So maybe there's something about Briar I don't understand. I don't remember which ability it is. It's a W. Self taunts the nearest. Just enemy prioritizes. Okay, that must have been what it is. So even if she doesn't have vision, it just ran straight into the brush. Okay. Interesting. So you got really lucky there.
Yeah. I didn't know what to do here, to be honest. I was like stuck in between two lanes.
Oh, yeah. Just, yeah, you did the right thing. You burst the scuttle. Wait, no. Where are you going? Okay. It's like, it's almost looks like you're starting to do the right thing and then you change your mind every time. So, what was the thought here? Do you remember?
I think dragon was spawning, and I might have had an inkling to take it, so I put a word behind it in case like Brighter came.
Okay.
I think that's what happened.
So, if you're worried about her taking dragon, you should ward the pit itself. That way you know, like you could ward right here, for example, at the entrance to the pit, and then you'll know if she goes into it. But either way, as long as you're warding around the dragon, I'm fine with that thought process. Let's see. Oh, so on the topic of scuttles, this is something that most people don't know. Let me pull it up. Scuttle crab. Okay. Right here, there's a little thing. The first scuttles, they give 80% reduced XP of a regular scuttle. So the reason I'm bringing this up is you mentioned that what you like to do is you'll do your full clear, scuttle, run to the other scuttle and get it, and then go to your respawning camps, right? That's like your general game plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you're going back onto your respawning camps, that is fine. But if you do a situation where, like, let's say, I don't know, you have a long fight, you do one scuttle, your camps are already starting to come up, and you delay it by going to the next scuttle, then that would be bad. Or if you recall and run to the scuttle while your camps are up, that's bad. You're always going to prioritize actual camps over the initial scuttle. By the way, you got the kill. So, oh, okay. Where are we going? Let's get in the mind of the Volibear. What were you seeing?
Which team am I on? The red people?
You are the red people, yes.
Helping them, I guess, because they were getting low. That's probably what happened in my head. So
Okay.
I just assumed that they would get pushed. The people would like follow them to try to kill them. And then the bar came, so I just backed off.
Okay, so basically you saw a fight, and then the thought process is they might die here. I'm going to try to save them.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not the worst idea ever. But the thing that you want to be looking for generally, if you're going to spend time running here, one is like, can the enemy jungler be there? That's something that can be scary. But also, what is stopping your teammates from just backing away? Allow me to explain. Like right now, if they back away and they don't die, they don't really lose anything. But once the wave is pushed, let's pretend that your bot laners are right here and they're low HP. If they die while they're here and the wave is right here, what happens?
They lose all the XP?
Yes. So when you're going to defend people, it should be when the wave is about to be crashed or is crashed, not when they have the option to back away.
Okay.
It's kind of, since you've played some top lane, think about it from the top lane's perspective. When does it feel really bad? When you're losing an entire wave? Or like when you die, but you can still kind of run back and catch it anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. To clarify, I'm not going too fast for you, am I?
No.
Okay.
That's good.
Cool.
How early should I buy Sweeper? Like right away when the game starts, or keep ward, regular ward, or what do you think about that? Because I feel like I'm always trying to gank and I'm just on vision, but I always forget to just buy Sweeper. And I like ward more early game.
Yeah.
For like warding objectives and stuff.
I think it depends on the champion. So Volibear is the type of champion where you're not really sitting around in a brush waiting to prepare a gank. So I would rather you sit on just the regular yellow trinket and then only go for ganks where like even if they see you, they're still dead.
Okay.
Unless obviously you've hit a plant and you know there's no vision. Okay, you're going for dragon. Nope, had me fooled. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with this? Why doesn't it work?
Would I know right now? Or
Yeah. I'll give you a hint. Look at the minimap.
I have no teammates.
Yes, that's what we're looking for. So if your teammates are here and can back you up, then this works. But because you have nobody to assist you, and you probably forgot about Nico being sneaky,
Yeah.
it's a little bit tougher. Another thing to consider, when you're killing this Ezreal, is he losing a whole lot of minions?
No.
Not really, no.
He just gets like back, basically.
Yep. So in this situation, again, it's not really that bad for the Ezreal because he's not losing that much. So I would rather you continue to do your camps until a better opportunity arises, or at least all of your camps are down. Probably going to be a common trend of the review is just hitting camps a little bit more. At least you got one. I do like the Drake here. This is good. Unfortunately, Briar gets grubs. I'm really hoping you recall soon.
I seem to have problem where I feel like I can't recall because I either have camps up or like an objective up or something like that. Like if I see like a camp up, then I'll go to it.
So what
But
that's
then I also have like 3k gold already.
yeah, what that's stemming from is that plan that you have. So where you do this, so this is like your initial first clear. You do scuttle, and then you went for the other scuttle. You're now locked into going to your camps because they're already up, which is fine. That's not a bad thing. Like if you're getting both scuttles, I'm okay with that. But then you need to adjust later. So after you do the scrump, this means you cannot gank in this situation. I didn't even talk about that earlier, but like, yeah, you've already got 1,800 gold. So if you're doing the full clear double scuttle into your gromp again, you can't gank. But if you do, let's say full clear, scuttle, this gank's fine, and then recall here, then it's okay to gank if you want to, if an opportunity comes up, because you're not super behind on spending your gold.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like, if you want to greed, that's okay, but you need to understand the trade-off of that, in that you're going to have to give up a gank opportunity sometimes. But you'll be really strong when you do spend your gold. Because you would do like your Gromp, you would do your Wolves, you could then reset and go to your top side of the map.
That's one of my biggest problems, I would say. My last game on the Pantheon jungle, I had 7k gold before I backed.
7k?
Yeah.
I've never seen one that high. That is insane. The highest I've ever seen is like 5k.
You could look at it. I had 7k. That's crazy. I've never done that. No. I got a pentakill that game too. It's a fun game.
Okay, so we saw this. Get the Drake. Let's see how long it takes. I don't know. I would be much more okay with this play. I mean, it might still work. At least you get a flash. I'd be much more okay with this play if you'd spent gold. That Ezra would disappear.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh no. You're getting beat up by a 1 in 3 set that's already burned his abilities. To be fair, part of it is the turret. Yeah, okay. There's the recall. Okay. Back to camps. I'll turn on objective timers so we can see what's coming up. Grubs are up soon. Still got a minute on Dragon. Okay. You hit the plant. You see her here. Now, based on the minimap, can you go and fight this?
No, because the top and mid could be there.
Yep. And your Veigar's dead, so he can't move there. All you have is your 0 and 3 Smolder. Not really going to do much. This looks like you don't want to accept it, though. You really don't want to accept it. You're going to try to steal with your E, aren't you?
I almost got it. Smolder died yet, I think.
So there's multiple rounds. One, you bait the Smolder in. But the other thing, let's look at how much time you spent here. So you do Raptors 11:43. So we'll say 11:45 is when you start waiting. That's 15 seconds doing absolutely nothing. The other option that you have instead of doing this play, because like let's think of it from the Briar's perspective. So I'll swap. Okay. We'll go back. So when she's going to these grubs, she's skipping these camps. She didn't do the Gromp, she didn't do the blue, she's skipping past all of it. So what is the downside for her after she does these grubs?
She has to do her camps?
Yes, so she's going to be behind in farm, assuming you were still farming, and she's going to have to reset and start farming to catch up to you. During that time that she's farming, you're going to have spent your gold and you'll be able to gank. So as long as you understand that she is giving up something to do these grubs, it's not that big of a deal. You can just do your Krugs, recall, and then run straight to bottom to gank. You may have heard the term tempo before. Are you familiar with it at all?
Yeah. I guess, like, if you have, like, a good tempo, I don't know. I don't really know.
Okay, it sounds like you've heard the word, but you don't know the meaning.
I mean, they're like a separate league meaning?
A separate what?
League meaning for it?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, it's not that much different from normal use, but basically, the pace of whatever you are wanting to do versus what your opponent is able to do. For example, tempo is also a thing for laners. So let's say this Mordekaiser pushes out top lane and the wave is under the turret. He now has a tempo advantage because he can move to wherever he wants since he doesn't have to kill minions. They're under the turret. Whereas the set, if he goes and he tries to match the Mordekaiser, he loses all of his minions. So it's a similar thing for the Briar, in that you'll have already killed your camps, so you have the option to gank whoever you want. She doesn't really have that choice though, or she's going to be really far behind.
Okay.
See what you do now. 700 gold. What are you building? Sundered Sky?
Yeah, Sundered into Deadman's. I think core build. I also do the what's the item called? Rod of Ages into Navori, but I change it depending
top
on
lane,
who
right?
I'm facing. Yeah, I use like the website or whatever to look at builds, and sometimes it says
Yeah, that's fine.
Rod of Ages and Navori. I think it's like against tankier comp.
Yeah, probably just things that think you have the time to scale on. So let's see. I'll just find the cost at 3,100. You have spent 2,200 plus the ruby 2,600. Okay, so it's 500 gold to finish the Sundered Sky. You have 505 here, so that's another thing you could have been doing instead of trying to steal the grubs. Look to recall and buy that. Okay, so we'll look at this. Oop, client's lagging. So right now you don't have camps up. I'm okay with you looking for something to do because you're kind of waiting for Gromp anyway. You run to this fight, nothing happens, not a big deal. What is the play afterwards?
Dragon is up, so I'm probably looking to do that. I don't know. I always feel like I have to get dragons for some reason.
Yeah, dragons are good. Now, what do you need in order to get a dragon safely?
Lanes pushed.
Yep.
Teammates with also.
Exactly, you need your teammates that are pushing and be willing to help you if needed. In this case, you don't have that, because Vhagar just recalled, and your Smolder is top lane. Should he be top lane? No, but he is.
They were like complaining about swapping lanes, and he was like asking, and then they were saying no, and then he like still went to their lane. That's
okay,
interesting.
yeah, one of the weird situations. Yeah. So what you need to do in this kind of scenario is you have to adapt to that, and you start to play primarily for the top side of the map. So you're going to care a lot more about Herald or pretty much any kind of fight here, because you don't want to take a fight where you only have 2 teammates to work with instead of 3, unless it's really free. Dragon, clear up.
Do I come top there, or do I finish?
Yeah, the top's fine.
Camps.
That's perfectly fine. So the camp efficiency becomes less important after like your 3rd or 4th clear, because at that point, if you're a little bit off of getting your camps, it's not like you're going to be way behind in XP or levels. So as long as you see a good play, you're thinking, yeah, we can kill the set, go for it. I'm all for this. As long as you do something with that. So you get the set, get your camp. Let's see. Okay, hey, at least you're recalling. I won't complain. Drake's coming up in a minute and a half, so you'll ideally play for that as it comes up. Yes, recalling right before. Perfect. Kill the Briar. Oh, never mind.
I was very angry at what happened here. I don't know if I did this wrong. I don't know.
Okay. Do you know what Galio does?
I do, but I'm never thinking about it.
This circle. I mean, you at least know what the circle is.
Yeah, he's like coming to shield his teammate and then knocks me up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what you can do, you got a couple options, especially if your teammates are moving. You can either walk out of the knockup, just accept that you're not going to kill her yet, or you can use your ultimate to avoid the knockup because it makes you unstoppable. You kind of did it there. You went unstoppable when the Briar was using her stun, but it was a little bit too late. You'd already taken so much damage. Okay, so here I will let you decide. We can either like look at another game, we could do a live game, or I could finish this one. What do you want to do?
And
I'll also give you the notes that I already have. welcome to add.
I do think I would want to look at the top games, but I feel like it's just gonna be. I mean, most of the game is me like 1v1ing the top laner, right? And it'll just be like come down to how well you know your champion, or am I wrong? Is there like?
Well, there's a
other
lot that
stuff?
goes into trading, of course.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not like there's going to be no value. There's a lot that goes into laning phase. It's just a matter of like what you intend to play in the future.
We could just do another jungle one.
Okay.
Um. Let's see. How far down can you download? Hmm.
So yeah, anything from this patch, which was fairly recent, that was on Wednesday.
I guess I started with top lane. Well, the only other ones then in jungle are the two other ones from today. So the first one and the third one, I don't. Let me see who they faced. Darius. I guess. We can look at the Pantheon one, I guess.
All right.
It's a different champion.
That must have been torture. That 51-minute Volibear game. Is this the game that you said you had 7k gold, or was that a different one?
Yeah, it's this one.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, this one will be quick.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until.
My clearing in the beginning was really bad because I was doing something on my phone. I just want to say that before. I had a really bad clear time.
This is what texting while gaming does to you. Okay, I like the option to gank here. Okay. I like that you're hugging the wall here. This is good. You learned in the past somehow. Well, kinda. Then you started. Yeah, okay, you adjusted, so that's good. Ideally, what you would do now is you would ward, and then as soon as he's getting out of your range, then you could W. Otherwise, you want to just hit him with autos and Qs.
Okay.
So like here, this is worst case scenario for using your W. Because he's in range for you to hit with your full combo, and then you'd want to W as he's getting away.
That makes sense. I feel like I always start ganks with W, so I need to not do that again. Okay.
It's a lot harder to do this concept with Volibear because it's connected to your movement speed. But definitely champions where you have the option, you want to hold it.
Okay.
So this is an example of when you should not do the scuttle. This goes back to what I said earlier about if it's going to make you late to your respawning camps, it's not worth killing. And that gank took so long that you should go ahead and reset.
Okay.
The only reason you would stay is if that scuttle turns into a better item purchase, but I doubt it will. Oh no, the greed. Well, I say the greed, I already know it because you said you had 7k.
Yeah.
So I'll just see how it goes. I see Drake. Yeah, all your fights are gonna be weak. Clear speed's gonna be slow. Ooh, at least you got him. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's worth looking at. Like, if you're gonna go that long without recalling, every decision that could be good is gonna be bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, outside of, like, obviously there was the point that I said about the initial gank. But it's gonna be tough to really review this, because all I'm thinking is you need to recall over and over. This fight would be so easy if you had items. Yeah, okay. I guess I'll speed through a little more just to make sure. It must not have been this game. You had a lot less than 7 gold. Or 7k gold, sorry.
It was like... It was mid to late game.
Okay. Oh, I see. You didn't actually recall. To be fair, you died. Okay. Okay, at least you have items. I can work with that. You have items. Let's see. Now this is better. Like all this, as long as you clear up, don't do anything crazy. Wanting to play for grubs when they come up in 40 seconds. Okay. Don't when you're clearing scuttle, don't use your E.
Okay.
Because the damage is very low, and if someone shows up, it's not going to be fun.
Do I use it when like clearing solo camps, like a buff or something, or no? Like auto attacking would just be more damage?
Yeah, it's let me look. 1.5, 152. Me. I was gonna say I could look up a clear video, but they probably don't even level E for if they're going the fastest possible. I'll still look. Because I am not a Pantheon jungle connoisseur, believe it or not. Let's see. Pantheon jungle. Full clear. We got one from 4 months ago. That's probably good enough. Does he level E? Does. Oh, he actually uses it. For the small. Okay. So yeah, if it speeds up the clear, then for sure. Like in your regular clear, that's fine, unless you think you're about to get invaded.
Okay.
But for the scuttle,
you don't want to have it down.
Yeah. But if you don't think, or if you think there's potential for a fight soon, then hold on to it.
Okay.
Take the gank. Yep. Kill Morgana. Go get Herald. No! It was so free. Yeah.
I don't know why I never think of Herald. Like I always have the vision spawn time, always looking at what did I say? The dragon spawn time, always looking at it,
Right.
and then I'm always looking at grubs, and then for some reason I never look at Herald. I don't know.
Not sure what to tell you on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like, okay, I guess the reason that you're not looking for it sounds like you either intentionally or not, you don't really value it that much.
Yeah.
Because if you valued it a lot, it wouldn't be something you forgot about. So what is it, do you have any idea like what it is about Herald that you're not valuing heavily?
In my head, I just feel like getting like a turret from it is not that important.
Okay. So that is part of it. For one, you should be getting more than just one turret if you're using it well. So for example, let's say you kill this top turret with it, or even better, we'll say the mid turret. So you kill this, and then you have the option to charge again. So you could hit the next turret, which is great, but you could also use it to rotate. So like, let's say your ultimate's on cooldown, you kill this turret, you could use the Herald, you could run to bot lane, and you can make a play there with the Herald. So maybe it's just something where initially it might be difficult to remember because you don't have a way to value something you haven't messed with. But if you do it a few games, you should start to do it, like think about it more if you've actually intentionally tried to use the Herald.
Okay.
Surely you do now. Oh wow, you really ignore that Herald. Okay, so this game, your team is really far ahead. You had similar mistakes to before, so obviously I wasn't gonna like repeat everything over and over. Outside of like the recall one, because that's super important. But yeah, I think those two, like the using your dash is huge. Playing around Herald is gonna be a lot of value. Because yeah, when there are fights happening all the time, you seem to know what to do because you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to the fight. But in the early game, you seem a lot more lost. Because you're like, ooh, I could skip camps here, but then you end up behind an XP. So I just put a lot of focus into when you're recalling and why you're dropping camps.
Okay.
there anything in particular you were wanting to get out of this session that I haven't talked about? Of course, you can always just like DM me a question later if it happens to come to mind at a different time.
Not really. I mean, the only other thing I usually have problem with in jungle is like if I'm clearing my camp and then I'll get like question mark pinged if someone's fighting and then they die. Or if I don't gank a lane, they get angry at me. So I don't know if it's like I'm supposed to or not. But
just mute them.
I don't really know if I have any examples.
Yeah, it's a very common issue for junglers, especially the lower elo you are. Just mute the player. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't take into account their opinion and like think about it later on, but during the game, don't overthink it, because they're gonna ask for ganks at all the wrong times, and they're gonna get mad because they don't want to admit they're losing lane. Yeah, don't overthink what your teammates are getting mad about.
Okay.
But when you are considering if you should gank, an easy way to do it, at least for the first clear, let me pull out my pen here. If it'll load. Actually, I can just do notepad, that might be easier. Okay, so your first full clear, not counting in scuttle. Actually, no, I would be counting in scuttle. It's going to give you level 4 and roughly 875 to 900 gold. Kind of depends on how long it takes you to recall or clear everything, but that's roughly what you're working with. So if your play is going to get you this, and this is by, we'll say 330-ish in the game. So if your play is going to get you XP faster, or it's going to get you gold faster, then go for it. But if you're kind of iffy and you're like, I'm not really sure this is going to work, then just continue with the clear. And that should be an easy way to determine if your teammate is complaining without any good reason, or if there actually was value to make it worth you skipping camps.
Okay.